basic rundown of what we're about, right? And so this fool came at me talking about, oh man, this document sucks. You don't use the greatest indentations. You don't have headers. You don't have fucking punctuation to the greatest level. Blah blah blah. All this fucking shit. These documents were made with AI, so there's that. But second of all, it's like you're missing the forest for the trees, right? Because it's like these documents are in the Discord for the members, okay? And mind you, I'm still evolving and improving the Discord in and of itself. I work on it every single day. I'm working on it right now as we speak. When I'm doing these lives, I'm working on shit in the background while I'm running this live, while I'm doing this shit, all this type of shit. I got like a couple instances running, okay? Working on shit with this fucking system, okay? But you fucking talking to me about, oh, you don't like the indentations of these documents? So fuck the actual substance of the fucking content, right? Fuck the things I was actually talking about. You ain't like the presentation. But see, this is what I'm trying to show people, that you know, one of the problems with social media is that people always subscribe to the perception is reality shit. But people don't realize that shit is cap. That's why I do what I do, because some of the biggest professionals are some of the biggest liars and delusional people, right? Just because you're a professional, just because you're rich, just because you're a billionaire, does not mean you know what the hell you're talking about. It does not mean that, okay, you might know this over here. It doesn't mean that you also know that over there. Okay, just because somebody might wear, you know, nice lipstick and use all kinds of different filters does not mean they actually look like that. Because when you take all that shit away, what's actually there? The emperor has no clothes. And that's one of the things that we found. In the modern age, the reality is that a lot of these institutions that have been in place, that have been in power, that have built huge financial windfalls for themselves, they've had this shit for so long, but it's no longer justifiable. Especially the greatest, longest running sci-fi fantasy MLM scam in the history of humanity, right? The greatest rape culture in the history of humanity. Religion, theism, Christianity. The fact that 93% of sex offenders are religious should give you great fucking pause. It should give you great pause. Because religious are the ones that claim that they have all these wonderful morals, that they have this super intellectual, supernatural, super intelligent thing or whatever, being this entity, this person thing, whatever the fuck they claim it to be. They claim they have something that keeps them accountable, holds them accountable, tells them stuff, tells them what to do and what not to do and all this type of shit, but zero of them have demonstrated that, and their actions show that. When you see 93% of sex offenders describe themselves as religious, and when you see, oh, we have all these laws against rape, right? And that is literally directly preventing the freedom of practice of religion. So when people talk about religious freedom, what exactly are you talking about? You don't have religious freedom. You don't get to just rape kids and get the fuck away with it. And that's one of the reasons why I do it, to show y'all, when y'all start engaging with that behavior, this is what the fuck happens to y'all. When y'all start harming kids and behaving in these fucking disgusting ways, this is what ends up happening. And the mere fact is, y'all don't seem to have any answer for any of it as to why it keeps happening, to why your super duper thing that's supposedly so real and so true fails his own people so much on a regular basis. And then you want to come at me and talk about how I'm a hateful one. Wait, so hateful because I don't want to see your kids get raped by your leaders. How is that hateful? To me, you're crazy for literally arguing with me as to why your kids should be put in danger, when the facts of the matter is that the likelihood is that your religious leaders probably some kind of fucking predator. That the chances of your religious leader being a predator is higher than in any other community on the face of the planet. Like, this is just the reality. I didn't make any of this shit up. I didn't just assert this shit. I didn't just state that this is just what it is. See, I'm not like y'all. I don't just make bullshit declarations. I show y'all the reality. Like, when you see stuff like this, right? How last month, just a month ago, the New York Archdiocese offered $800 million in New York City to settle sex abuse survivor claims with over 1,300 alleged sex abuse survivors, right? And that's just in the city of New York. Check this one, right? This happened a couple years ago in LA. Another $880 million to settle the same shit. Sexual abuse claims to some 1,353 people. And that's on top of 600 billion. Look, it says the 880 million settlement with the previous settlement, 600, brings the total payout to more than 1.5 billion. And that's just in LA. 1.5 billion in LA for all the rape that they just can't stop doing. They just can't stop, right? We're talking about, this wasn't like 1,000 years ago.